ones, 2 ones and a great player and another good player. Like, you could get a great package for Russell Wilson. That's easy. John Schneider is the master. He could do it in 2 phone calls.
Yeah.
The problem is, who do you replace him with? And I think that's the problem for everyone. Like, let's say like the Houston Texans. I don't think they're trading Deshaun Watson, but let's say they do. Fine. You get a lot of draft picks. Who is actually your quarterback? For Seattle, you trade Russell Wilson, unless you're taking someone of his caliber and putting him in there, you are automatically rebuilding. So how does that actually benefit the Seahawks? That's the real question.
And I can't help but think of Jerry Jones today or yesterday when he saw this list that came out. And Jerry loves shiny new objects. And it gives him a little leverage, I guess, with Dak Prescott, whether he uses that or not. Like the feasibility of the Cowboys kicking the tires on Russell Wilson is what?
Not very feasible.
Okay.
To me, the Cowboys situation is very, very easy. Sign Dak Prescott. He is one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. He actually got more valuable when he hurt his ankle because the team was not good. Like, it's crazy to me. It's always been crazy to me when I saw people argue that Carson Wentz was better than Dak Prescott. It's almost like, what am I watching, right? Like, to me, it was obvious that Dak was where he was and Carson was going the wrong way, which I think has been pretty clear now. But it'd always be like, what are people saying? Like, how are they missing this? And I kind of feel like that with Dak too. Like, he's a rising young quarterback who's actually getting better. He's a great person. Rehab's going well. It's going to be expensive to sign him because, it's expensive to sign quarterbacks, but the price is only going up. And I'll say this, let's just say, God forbid, the Cowboys don't sign Dak Prescott by March 9th when they tag him or by July 15th. He'll be a free agent next year. He will make all of the money. And by then it's possible he leaves the Cowboys. And again, how does that benefit Dallas?
Talking to Ian Rappaport, the NFL Network insider. Did Deshaun Watson have a face-to-face with his coach or a phone call with David Culley?
It was not face-to-face.
Okay.
It was either a phone call or could have been Zoom. There's could have been FaceTime, could have been Skype. There's a lot of different. I don't think it was rotary phone, but it was either phone call or some sort of face-to-face interaction type deal. It didn't sound like it was much. Deshaun Watson, from what I understand, always planned to do this out of respect for David Culley, who at 65 years old basically got his lifetime dream of being a head coach in the NFL. I never thought it would change anything, and it hasn't changed anything. He's where he is. The Texans are where they are. And if they trade him, which I got my doubts right now, it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, I wondered. I thought Carson Wentz would eventually get traded. I didn't think Deshaun Watson would get traded. But here's Wentz, who wanted out of Philadelphia and got traded. And Deshaun Watson wants out. But I also wonder about the timing of this, Ian, because at some point these teams will move on and go, all right, if he's not available, then we'll look at free agents or we'll look at the draft. If I'm the Texans, I just say we're open for business like the Lions did with Matthew Stafford. Come on down, give us your best offer, and we'll move forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does if you're the Texans and you're okay not having Deshaun Watson. He's one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. And even though there's this sort of business/personal thing going on, he is a great person, high character quarterback, right? So why would you ever want to trade him? Whatever price they could give, unless it's the Jaguars or maybe the Jets in some sort of package, maybe, replacing Deshaun Watson is hard or impossible unless you hit the lottery, which they already did with Watson. The timing is really interesting because usually you say, all right, what's the deadline? All right, we need to know by free agency. All right, we need to know by the draft. Deshaun Watson is so good and so valuable that he actually doesn't, where he is in the market doesn't matter. They could say in July 25th or something, okay, fine, we'll trade him. And you would have teams ready to offer multiple first-round picks for one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't think the market affects his value if the Texans ever decided to trade him.
I just don't understand what happened. He had that emotional press conference. He was crying. He thanked everybody. This was great. What did he find out? I know that, you trade Hopkins, but they had traded Hopkins, then he got his contract extension, I think. So what did he all of a sudden realize that made him go, this is not the place I want to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have a problem with the owner, that is tough to overcome. And it's all in a weird situation, right? Because you have Nick Caserio, a GM, in there. You have David Culley, the head coach. Watson doesn't have a problem with either of them. And so they have been trying to kind of make it right. But what's unfortunate is at this point, there has not been anything they could do to change his mind because they're not even involved. It's the owner. It's the owner promising, trading his best receiver without telling him. He found out on Twitter. And then saying he would be involved in the process of hiring the GM. Just be involved. Like, just let him know, maybe talk to some people. And then he finds out on Twitter. I think that's something that to him has been really hard to overcome. And I've talked to people on all sides of this. I honestly don't know what fixes this.
I thought Drew Brees was going to take this week to have his going away party. Like, he had the week to himself. Very quiet with Drew Brees. What do you think?
Well, today's not over yet. Now, usually you'd say you wouldn't want to do it on Friday because the Saturday papers, but papers are I don't know if people think like that anymore. Could be today. He's retiring. Drew Brees is retiring. He's going to have an awesome job in our world next year. He's going to make a lot of money.
Are you guaranteeing Drew Brees is retiring?
Yes, he's retiring. And the reason I know that is because, one, he's retiring. But two, they took his salary. They took it all the way down to the minimum. Drew Brees is not going to play for $1 million next year. He's not going to play for the veteran minimum. He's also just not going to play. So, maybe he's waiting for his time. Maybe he wanted to kind of let it breathe a little bit. I don't know, but he is retiring.
Good to talk to you, Ian. Have a good weekend. We appreciate your time as always.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, man. Take care.
That's Ian Rappaport, NFL Network insider. Oh, this Russell Wilson situation. Fascinating. But so is Deshaun Watson. Yes, McLevin.
He kind of killed our Drew Brees drama.
Yeah, I know. Couldn't he have left the door open just a little bit there?
Yeah, easy with staying with the facts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
Buzzkill.
I know. All right, we'll take a break. Phone calls coming up. We have play of the day. McLovin may have ruined my weekend, and he didn't mean to. I'll have that story for you coming up next. Thanks for listening to the Dan Patrick Show podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday morning, 9 until noon Eastern, 6 to 9 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. And you can find us on the iHeartRadio app at FSR or stream us live on the Peacock app.
Geico knows there are many reasons why you ride. From the exciting adventure of the daily commute to the peace of mind that Geico always has your back with 24/7 access to claim service and legendary customer service. But Pamela Mund had one reason in particular.
My skin is extremely averse to most fabrics, except for the soft, buttery feeling of leather. Thankfully, I found my clan of leather lovers in the biking community. It's been life-changing.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Is that Shakespeare?
Nope, it's Geico.
Yeah, that's Shakespeare from one of his unpublished works. Oh, it be not for awakening. Nay, giveth thou the berries. For 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Nope, it's from Geico, because they help save people money.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Geico got it from Shakespeare.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Oh, my God.
The play of the day.
Runner left side, got it! We're going to play it and play it.
This is the play of the day.
Check this out.
Back to Burks. Burks steps back, corner three. Bang! Alec Burks again from downtown. 17 fourth quarter points, and it's 127-108.
Courtesy of Madison Square Garden Network. Burks made 5 fourth-quarter three-pointers, tied for the most by a Knick in the fourth quarter of a game in the last 15 years. The other two players, J.R. Smith and Carmelo Anthony. Play of the day. Play of the day brought to you by M Drive. Take the supplement I take every day, M-Drive, powerful ingredients backed by science. Help me get energized, stronger, leaner. Go to mdrivedan.com today. Free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Don't let age beat you. Refine your prime with M-Drive. Speaking of that game with the Knicks and the Sacramento Kings, here is the Kings head coach, Luke Walton, after the game.
I mean, look, I'm frustrated. We all should be frustrated. I don't know if I can say it's the most frustrated I've been. You know, there's things when we make the same. As a coach, there's only, you know, what you can do. You put a plan together and you work on things and you communicate those things. So, you know, the frustration comes out at times because you're not out there. You can't hit people. You can't run up and down and get it out. So, you know, look, I was frustrated tonight.
Yeah, he slammed his clipboard. You give up 140 points to the Knicks. It's amazing watching the NBA now because it's like strikeouts in baseball are not an embarrassment for a hitter. Giving up 130 points doesn't seem like it embarrasses any players. It should. But that's why when, Ben Simmons named to the All-Star team and people said, well, yeah, great, he's a lockdown defender. Who cares? Okay, but I do care. Like the things that he does well, he does really well. He doesn't shoot. Therefore, we go, he's flawed. But last night, Ben Simmons shut down Luka Doncic, and they won the game. Joel Embiid didn't play well, but his defense, he shut down Luka Doncic. And I think sometimes we forget, we look at what you don't do, not what you do. And Ben Simmons, to me, is still a very good player, all-around player. And because he's a good defender, Rudy Gobert is named to the NBA, second team, first team. It feels like every year the last couple of years. Why? Because he plays defense. But with, Ben Simmons, nobody says, Rudy Gobert can't shoot. But Ben Simmons, because he's got an awkward shot or he's hesitant to shoot, we're going to use that against him. That's a flaw with him. I was also watching Zion Williamson last night against the Bucks. Now, he had 34. The determination, a lot of times when you get your shot blocked, you kind of, it's embarrassing or you recoil a little bit or you don't want to put it back up again. Zion Williamson, it's almost like Moses Malone. Moses Malone did not jump high. Moses Malone was relentless on the boards. And Zion is shorter than Moses Malone by a couple inches. And Zion can jump. But Moses Malone was never deterred. If he got a shot block, he just got it, put it back again, put it back again. Always great offensive rebounder. Zion is like that. Zion doesn't stop. He knows going in, and his second jump is quicker than everybody else. You may block it, but he's going to be back up again before you know it. And you saw that last night. It was fun to see the Greek Freak and Zion down the stretch. Yeah, Paul.
Zion, the past 10 games, is averaging 29 a game. He's averaging 26 on the season. Yeah. He's 20 years old.
Yeah. He's nowhere near a finished product, but I love that he is not afraid to go inside. He attacks. He puts pressure on you. I always think that he should be shooting at least 10 free throws a game. And I don't know if that's because of his age that he's not getting those calls. I think that he thought that after the game last night. I think his coach, Stan Van Gundy, thought that as well. Quietly, in a professional way, they let the officials know that they weren't thrilled with that. But you have to earn your free throws, which I never understood. Like, I can't give it to a rookie or a second-year guy. Once you get status, then I'm going to get, as if those players need to be gifted free throws. But Zion, not afraid. He attacks, and I love it. Yeah, McLevin.
When you're playing pickup, did you guys do that where if you missed a shot or got your rebound once or twice, it was called a Moses Malone? Growing up, I don't know if that was just a Philly thing. Like, everybody says, how some guys, you do it 3 times, that's always called a Moses. Anyone heard of that?
No, I think it's a Philly thing.
Is there anybody better at that?
Because I never went inside.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, so I would never go, hey, I'm going to have a putback here. Be like, no, I don't want to go inside. Bad things happen when you go inside. All right, McLevin, I know you didn't mean to ruin my weekend, and I hate lists.
I had forgotten because we haven't done one since. What was the one that ruined your entire year?
College player of all